Hello everyone, welcome back to Players of Games. I'm Will, this is Chris, and we're back playing our Emerald Nuzlocke.
Hello, hello.
We are continuing the battle that we just started in the last episode.
Yep.
We had just finished talking about our favorite Pokemon based on type. Now we're kind of searching for ideas to talk about, but we'll talk about something. Like something I wanted to bring up to Chris is that in a previous episode, he talked about how double battles, like the one we're in right now, they are the most competitive way of doing Pokemon games now. Or they are the competitive. However, they don't really do that in the games that often. And then I had to remind Chris that they actually did do it for XD Gale of Darkness and Coliseum. That all the fights were double battles.
Yeah, but not many people got to play those. Because weren't those GameCube games?
They were GameCube games.
And that's the issue, is the GameCube had a lot of good stuff, but it was a console that very much floundered.
I think it had the downsides that the Switch improved upon. That it can actually do mobile.
Well, that's part of it, is that the Switch can also be a handheld. The Switch also just has a better library of games. Like, the GameCube wasn't getting a lot of stuff. Like, people had sort of lost some faith in Nintendo after the Nintendo 64 being a cartridge-based system when disc-based media was so much better, especially for developers. And while, like, the GameCube had good games and a lot of good stuff, one of the biggest things was that a lot of people just didn't buy it because it didn't start out that way. And then, in a reference to something I only learned about from a different YouTube thing, do you know what the Capcom 5 are?
Street Fighter?
No.
Really?
That's something else. The Capcom 5 were 5 games that were originally announced to be things to help boost the floundering sales of the GameCube when that Nintendo partnered with Capcom. I believe the two most popular were Resident Evil 4 and Beautiful Joe.
Okay.
But not all of them ended up becoming actual games. But not that much before the actual, like, GameCube release date of Resident Evil 4, which they had originally said, like, oh yeah, these will all be GameCube exclusive. Then there was a correction of only Resident Evil 4 was confirmed to be GameCube exclusive at that time. And then a week or so before the GameCube release date, they announced a PS2 port. And of course, Resident Evil 4 sold more on the PS2 than the GameCube.
Yep.
And as some people know, Resident Evil 4 is on a ton of systems, because that game was great. Maybe I'll force Will to play it. But it was a series of games published by Capcom that were supposed to help the GameCube sales, and then they didn't. Because they were either ported or not exclusive, but they weren't they were originally supposed to be reasons for people to buy the GameCube, and then that wasn't what they ended up as. But yeah, so those games were great, and I hear good things about them. I never got to play them. And I honestly feel like it's kind of similar with a lot of other people.
Okay, so how do we want to adjust our team? We want to get Brandon leveled up a bit.
Did Ziggy pick up anything?
No, Ziggy did not.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Ziggy might be fine to just sit on the sidelines for a bit.
We need to keep Ziggy for the time being, because we're going to be going through the forest, and we haven't gotten all those items.
I don't know how much that affects with pickup. Pickup's always worked in a weird way. I think
No, Ziggy has cut.
Oh, Ziggy has cut. I mean, we could go through the other way, but we don't have to. But maybe put away either Schnapple or Peanut for now? Or we just deal without... Because we know Schnapple will be very important coming up at the next gym.
Well, both Swift and
yeah.
Schnapple.
But how much are we going to be using Schnapple after that?
That's a good question. Poison Bug.
Poison is only good in grass in this gen. And Bug, we have a dark type.
1 dark type Elite 4. And by then we'll have enough fighting moves to not really worry about it.
And we don't know what other Pokemon we're going to get.
Yep.
Snapple could come off the bench, but honestly, after this next gym, I feel like Snapple might get a well-deserved retirement.
Well, we can leave
or
Schnapple.
At least temporary retirement. But
Yeah.
Snapple can sit in the box for now. 15 is a good level for it for the next gym.
Yep.
But we had been discussing.
Yes, right. Rival fight. Yay, in the Pokénav.
Got your not girlfriend's phone number. But
Oh, I know you would hate that as a topic. So we won't discuss it.
What?
Ash and which Pokegirl?
Oh, that's obvious. The one that actually kissed him.
Pokemon?
Oh, Pokegirl? I thought you were talking about the girls in each thing.
Yeah, but the girl he kissed...
Was Serena.
I didn't think they ever actually showed that.
They don't show it, but it's heavily implied. She makes the motion to do it, and then the escalator carries her away, and she's smiling, and Ash is surprised and embarrassed. It happened. It totally happened. There's actually... Someone made fan art of them as adults with 2 kids. It was actually really adorable.
See, I actually gotta go with Misty, because there's actually canon.
It's pseudo-canon.
Yeah.
But
In one of the original trailers, I just
got
realized...
Brandon killed. You just got Brandon murdered!
I wasn't paying attention.
You bastard!
I wasn't paying attention.
No!
I don't want to play anymore.
No!
I don't want to play anymore.
We have to continue on, Will.
I don't want to play anymore.
We have to continue on.
I don't want to play anymore.
You've had our first loss.
Because I wasn't paying attention.
It happens. It's flying, Will.
I know. I'm not thinking anymore.
Oh. Moment of silence.
I wasn't
Brandon.
thinking.
That's how they get you. It's how they get you. Them rival battles.
Oh, I just wasn't thinking. That's all there is to it.
It's what happens.
It doesn't even have to do with the rival battle. I just
Alright.
wasn't thinking.
Back to the Pokemon Center. About 20 with it, and then I was about to say something and you had already confirmed a move. So, have you created us a dead box, or do we have to release it? Okay, you've created us a dead box. We'll have the memory sitting there. Well, welcome back, Snapple.
Sorry, Brandon.
There's going to be a single solitary dislike.
Yep.
I gotta let him know.
It's my stupidity. It has nothing to do with Chris. I was too focused on the conversation.
So, moving on, because we have to. It happens.
Well,
would have been nice to actually get to use a Loudred and an Exploud. I've never gotten to use one, but it's fine. Hey, it's a Silcoon, that thing we wanted. And now we realize why we're very glad we got Cascoon. What would you say was your favorite rival?
I'm gonna have to say 3rd gen just because it's the one I played the most.
Wally or May?
May. Well, May Brendan.
I... There's a lot of different ones I've liked. But I feel like if I had to go with any, I'd definitely say, the Gen 2 rival. Especially in the remakes.
Yeah, I never really played those games a whole lot, so I don't really know about them.
The remakes are just Gen 2 in general.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm curious. What do you mean?
I've played through, like, Gold once. I have Heart Gold that I played. By playing through it, I mean I got to the Elite Four once, and I never went to the Kanto region.
Yeah. But yeah, I just instead of just receiving it along with you or already having it, he steals his starter.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he's just someone you don't mind disliking in Gen 2. And then when they remade it in Gen 4, they expounded a bit on who he's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. He's actually Giovanni's son in the remakes. And he, actually goes through, a character growth. Growing as a person and a trainer.
Yep.
Now, if we want to just continue on with random favorite things about Pokemon as a topic, because it's nice and easy. Things to talk about that don't get you distracted.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite villainous team?
I like Team Rocket.
Yeah. They are kind of nice and easy. Easy to hate, no weird motivations. I feel like if I had to pick one for being most expansive and somewhat to some extent interest in fighting, I'd have to say Team Plasma from Gen 5. They had a lot of interesting stuff about them. Now here's going to be a difficult question for you. Favorite champion? Are we going to Petalburg?
We need more items.
What do we need?
Well, because we basically wasted Pokeballs on Brandon, we might need a few more.
Maybe.
We do have 5 Great Balls.
Yeah, we might pick up some if we want some. Rip Brandon.
It's my fault.
Don't worry. Not that many.
I was seeing how many we could get. Because I wanted to get at least 10.
Yeah.
Because then you get the extra.
Yeah. That was actually one of my favorite things about Sun and Moon. When they added in the, like, Rotom powers in Ultra Sun and Moon. One of them was you could buy items for half price. So you could buy all the Pokeballs to get Premier Balls, then sell all the Pokeballs and get infinite Premier Balls. Because I like the look of Premier Balls. Sale? Like I was just like, oh, you gotta go to these two places. Well, quite a busy life you lead, but it's no difficulty at all. Remember, 7.8 out of 10, apparently too much water. I was about to say.
What?
Like, your dad just calls you and it's like, wait, how did you get this number? I just got this phone. But he mentions that he heard from Mr. Stone that he could do this.
Alright, where is the guy? Is he in here? No, he's not.
Fishing rod?
That would be this one, I think, right? No, that's not it.
Is he the fisherman standing right there?
You know what? He probably is. There we go.
Huh.
Got what
The
we need.
fisherman gives us the fishing rod. So I messaged Brandon. He seems resigned to the fact that you got him killed.
You know, we could call him up or Discord him in. He's been on the channel before.
I know, but he's probably busy.
It's my fault. I'm gonna need to repay him a lot next time I get the chance to. Alright. So what do you think? Who should go first?
Either or.
Swift's gonna level up very quickly. Let's see. Swift is gonna be our main flyer. Flying type. Fighting Gym is one weakness. There's no Grass Gym. There's no Bug Gym.
We will want a flyer.
Yeah, of course. But I'm just trying to think what we really need to have flying for. Other than this gym.
And having a flyer.
Well,
to get
actually,
around.
that's right. Level 15 Schnapple can take care of this gym easy. Might as well level up Swift.
Yeah, level up Swift a bit. Put Snopple in second, because there are some places you can get.
Feels so dumb. This feels so dumb. Yeah, Meditite. Is that right? Is that right? That's how I feel. What? Oh, bide, okay. Hey, isn't it right that in future gens, biding also increase your defense or something? To make you more tanky to take those hits?
What was that?
Bide in future games.
Mm-hmm.
Did it boost your defense?
I don't know. I could check if you want me to.
If you want to. Here's a double battle.
Yeah, Nuzlocke happen.
Yeah, but out of stupidity.
Hey, the number of people that have lost a Pokemon in the Nuzlocke because they wandered somewhere, got a Pokemon poisoned, and didn't have an antidote, and they couldn't make it to the Pokemon Center in time.
Yeah, but at least they were...
Ooh, crit!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Didn't necessarily want it to happen to Brandon, but mostly just because I did kind of want to use an Exploud. But we will live and move on. We will probably have more. We will probably have had Pokemon we've had for a lot longer end up failing us the longer we go on. It is the nature of the games. Let there be more light.
Chuck Norris said, "Say please."
Like you said, give it and nicknames to foster better attachment. We named it after a friend of ours, and that fostered an immediate attachment.
Yep.
Black belt. Oh. That is one of those things that I always have difficulty with in Pokemon games. I'll catch things early on in the game, and I'll know that I'll be catching things that are better later, but I just have so much difficulty replacing the things that I caught earlier, because I've went through so much with them. Like, you foster that attachment, and then you catch this thing later that it's like, I know I should use this, because it's potentially better than what I have, but especially as it gets later in the game and there's less and less to do, you just don't want to replace the team you've had the whole game. That's kind of what's nice about Nuzlocke, is it forces you to adapt.
I usually just create my team before I even start the game.
You just know what you want to catch?
Yep.
Which surprises me. Then again, depending on the game. You're the one who wants to go walk into a freaking Magic pre-release, throw all the cards in with a number of lands of each basic land type and just play whatever. But you'll plan your whole Pokemon team out, but don't want to build a draft or sealed deck.
Because I can hardly actually plan what Pokemon I can have in a game. I can't plan what I'll get in a sealed draft.
I mean, you have 50 minutes to look at it and plan.
Yeah, but I have days if I wanted to plan a Pokemon
maybe that's something
team.
we might do if we can get enough people.
Do a draft?
A Pokemon draft league.
How are we doing?
Alright. I mean...
Now, do we
time
want to
for a gym
switch?
battle.
Or do we want to just go in for it?
We can switch between Pokemon that faint. We know the troublemaker.
Yeah.
Let him see what we are made of. He has a Machop. How do you feel about fighting types? I don't like a lot of them. The closer a Pokemon looks human, the weirder it looks to me, to some extent.
I can agree with that. I do like the idea behind the Machop evolutions.
Yeah.
Them supposed to be the strongest Pokemon in the world.
Have you heard anything about the, like, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the side animation stuff for Pokemon that's been going on?
What do you mean?
Like,
Side
the first
animation.
one had, like, a sick kid and a Corviknight.
Yes, I have watched both of those so far.
The fighting gym leader lady fighting the Machop.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. Especially since I played Sword, which is the game she appears in. Makuhita.
This is where we switch.
This is where we almost lost Swift and Kipper
Yep.
in our initial foray into the future.
And then we threw out
know?
Schnapple and
You know, we should have known.
just nothing.
We didn't catch the Whismer in that. We didn't get to keep the Whismer. Bulk up. Attack and defense? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We still resist him 4 times.
Yep. Boom. And... darn you, critical hits!
Nah, it's fine. That was a crit, and it still didn't do much. Citrus Berry. I think... I can't remember what citrus berries do.
A lot more health than an orange berry.
I know. We might as well use a potion after this next hit if it damages us. Because that's probably when they're going to use one as well. That was close. Yeah, super potion time. I think that's a move that gets stronger the more when you dealt damage to it.
Yeah, I think so too. We got lucky. Almost lost a second Pokemon.
In this episode, yeah. I mean, like we said, Schnoppel's earning his well-deserved
You're confused!
retirement. This is the weirdest animation.
Oh, and now it doesn't do a whole lot.
Like, what is that supposed to be?
Ugh! Something they can get away with, that's all it is.
That low percentage confusion, yeah.
Here, what about this? Does that do anything? Oh, it doesn't even last. Gosh darn it.
Oh, hopefully it's good. 17. Ugh.
We need as many Pokemon as we can have. Gosh darn it.
It's been close. Close twice. But Schnoppel has lived. And we'll see you guys next time. Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke.